Kaede Honjō starts playing the MMORPG NewWorld Online, a virtual reality game, upon the request of her friend, Risa Shuramin. In order to avoid taking damage, Kaede creates an avatar named Maple who specializes in using shields and invests all her skill points in defense. Despite sacrificing speed and attack power, her high defense enables her to acquire new abilities and extra skill points by simply allowing enemies to attack her. Upon meeting Kuremu, a shielder, and a crafter, Maple decides to venture into a dungeon to confront the formidable poison dragon. With the help of potions provided by Kuremu, Maple withstands the dragon's poisonous assaults long enough to develop complete immunity to poison, ultimately defeating the dragon by consuming it. Consequently, she not only obtains the abilities of the poison dragon, but also acquires a unique set of equipment. Participating in a battle royale event, Maple chooses to join and effortlessly defeats every attacker, securing a third-place victory. Following this, the following day, Risa enters the game under the name Sally, embodying a swashbuckler focused on evasion. Together, they venture into a cave to gather materials for a new shield. While exploring, Sally stumbles upon an underwater cave concealed behind a locked door. From that point on, they make it a routine to visit the cave daily, enabling Sally to enhance her underwater abilities through exploration. This newfound proficiency eventually empowers her to overcome the cave's boss and acquire a unique set of equipment. 3. During their time at a cafe, Maple and Sally are informed about the upcoming event by fellow players Dread and Drag, who share details about a quest located in the forest. Exploring an abandoned house, the girls stumble upon a basement where they discover a man bound to a chair. By healing him, they assist him in transitioning to the afterlife and, as a result, acquire the super speed skill. Subsequently, they unwind at a secluded beach known for its consistently breathtaking sunsets. The following day, Maple and Sally proceed to level 2 to confront a boss deer. Despite Maple being temporarily incapacitated, Sally triumphs over the formidable creature. Once the battle concludes, Maple receives the snow-white shield she had previously ordered from Sally then guides her to a special area where they share a memorable meal under a star-filled sky. Shortly thereafter, the second event, a team-based treasure hunt, commences. At the commencement of the event, Maple and Sally stumble upon a concealed dungeon, housing its own formidable boss, enabling them to secure their initial set of medals. Subsequently, they venture into the mountains and encounter Kuremu's party, who graciously allow them to proceed via warp. Pursuing their allies, Maple and Sally confront the mighty, iceberg boss known as Silverwing, whose overwhelming attacks begin to surpass Maple's defensive capabilities. Pushing themselves to the utmost limits of their skills, Maple and Sally ultimately emerge victorious over Silverwing, albeit with minimal health remaining. In addition to acquiring more medals and valuable crafting materials, the girls also discover 2 monster eggs, which eventually hatch into loyal companions, a turtle named Syrup and a fox named Oboro. Progressing further, they eventually arrive at a desert oasis, where they face a formidable challenge in the form of Kasumi, a skilled swordswoman. While attempting to catch up with Sally and Kasumi amidst their ongoing battle, Maple, Sally, and Kasumi inadvertently plummet into an underground dungeon. To their dismay, they find themselves bound together by a cursed chain that spells doom for all of them should even one meet their demise. Collaboratively, they navigate the treacherous dungeon, devising strategies to evade seemingly invincible snail creatures. Through their collective efforts, the trio successfully conquers the dungeon, liberating themselves from the confines of the cursed chains. They generously distribute the rewards of their triumph amongst one another. Later on in the event, Maple and Sally encounter a player named Kanad, who imparts a crucial hint leading them to an underwater boss in the form of a squid. Employing her skills, Maple ingeniously poisons the surrounding sea to secure victory against the formidable adversary. Meanwhile, Sally diligently earns the remaining medals, required through player versus player kills, striving to achieve their collective goal before the event's conclusion. Utilizing the skills she has acquired, Maple enhances Syrup, her loyal companion, into a formidable mobile fortress. Succeeding in obtaining the privilege to acquire a guild house, Maple and Sally successfully locate a residence nestled within the forest. Seizing the opportunity, they establish a fresh guild known as Maple Tree, extending invitations to Kasumi, Kanad, Kuremu, and to join their ranks. Recognizing the need for additional members in preparation for an upcoming guild event, Maple proceeds to recruit Yui and Mai, two novice players who have remarkably maximized their strength statistics. Mai and Yui acquire new skills, enabling them to dual-wield double-handed weapons and increase their damage, thanks to Maple's assistance in swiftly clearing a dungeon. Additionally, Kanade upgrades his staff while Kuremu tackles a hidden dungeon and obtains a fresh set of equipment. Shortly after, Maple stumbles upon a series of quests involving aiding an NPC mother in curing her daughter. As a result, she obtains the Loving Sacrifice skill, which allows her to share her defense with her guild members, and promptly requests a matching set of armor from Iz. Meanwhile, the remaining guilds decide to closely monitor Maple Tree during an upcoming event. During the third event, where the guild's objective is to collect bells from cow enemies, Maple finds herself facing a boss in the same church she had previously visited. Acquiring fresh abilities that enable her to transform into a colossal monster, Maple leads her guild into level 3. Following a conversation with an NPC regarding the area's machine lord, Maple gets disoriented and unintentionally ventures into the Graveyard of Dreams, where she comes across another boss. Just before the boss becomes uncontrollable, it grants Maple the Machine God skill, granting her the power to vanquish it. Before the guild event begins, Sally becomes aware of Frederica from the Order of the Holy Sword Guild observing them, prompting her to challenge Frederica to a duel. Through her clever evasion of Frederica's magical attacks, Sally emerges victorious, leading Frederica to surrender and divulge information about the Flame Emperor Guild. Unbeknownst to Frederica, the skills Sally employed during the duel were actually deceptive. As the guild competition commences, each guild is assigned the task of pilfering orbs from other guilds while protecting their own. Utilizing her stealth and strategic thinking, Sally manages to acquire a few orbs, encountering a brief encounter with the formidable Dread from the Holy Sword Guild before successfully snatching an orb from the Flame Emperor Guild. With multiple orbs now in their possession, Maple Tree capitalizes on Maple's defensive capabilities to safeguard their base against all assailants. As Sally and Kanade embark on a quest to acquire more orbs, Kuremu and the rest of the team prepare for a potential ambush by incoming adversaries. This leaves Maple in charge of defending the base alongside Mai and Yui. However, Sally soon finds herself encircled by Frederica's troops, compelling Maple to abandon her post and rush to Sally's aid, consequently allowing Dread to launch an assault on the base. Although Dread succeeds in defeating Mai and Yui for the first time, Maple manages to intervene before he can snatch any orbs. After Sally takes some time to rest, Maple, Mai, and Yui initiate an offensive against the Flame Emperor, successfully navigating through all their traps and eventually confronting me, Marquez, and Misery. Mai and her team launch an onslaught of assaults in an effort to force Maple out of their attack range. Their strategy grants Mai the opportunity to ensnare Maple within a prison of flame, inflicting ongoing damage. In response, Maple unleashes her machine god form, successfully defeating Misery and Marquez. Meanwhile, Mai resorts to a self-destruct maneuver, which proves unsuccessful in eliminating Maple. As the majority of the remaining guilds have been eliminated, Maple Tree now confronts the key members of Holy Sword Guild, Pain, Dread, Frederica, and Drag. Unfortunately, Pain inflicts severe damage upon Maple. Reduced to critically low health, Maple employs a daring counter-maneuver to redirect Pain's damage back at him. Despite Pain's resilience, Maple resorts to her atrocity form to vanquish him and the remaining members of the Holy Sword Guild. With their most potent strategies now revealed, Maple utilizes her atrocity form to support her team in eliminating rival guilds, preventing larger guilds from obtaining additional orbs. This approach inspires other guilds to follow suit, including the Flame Emperor, as they strive to achieve the same objective. As the event draws to a close, with Maple Tree securing the third-place position, the administrators opts to leave Maple undisturbed due to her ability to attract numerous new players to the game, with many seeking to be the first to defeat her. Maple extends an invitation to both Holy Sword and the Flame Emperor, encouraging them to join in a celebratory gathering and watch highlights from the event.
I hope you liked the recap. If so, don't forget to subscribe and like it.